All right. Please tell me your name and please tell me the film you brought with us today.
My name is Harney and our film's called The Morning After.
And what compelled you to tell this particular story?
So The Morning After came after being stuck in post-production and pre-production on a film for 18 months of jumping through hoops and box ticking, and I'd done a lot of short comedies before. That film was kind of a horror thriller, so then I knew I was going to come straight back into comedy, and I just wanted something that I could make with friends and turn around really quickly without having to jump through all the hoops, basically.
And did you learn anything particular by embracing those compromises?
Well, I think when you've got no money, you soon find out that we're going to have to make some compromises. And I think all we did is I was like, where we're going to shoot it, we can't afford to hire a location house. Whose house works the best? It just happened to be my flat down the road. And then we basically were like, right, okay, let's adjust the script and the blocking to this flat and just see what we can make work.
Tell me about the casting process. There's quite an ensemble. How did that work out for you?
So casting, one of our co-writers and producers was studying at an FTS on a comedy course. So she put a call out to her mates. So that's how we found Angela, Carl, and to be honest, the rest of them. Joe's a long-time collaborator of mine for years. We met in a pub in Greenwich, both working behind the bar when we were 18, and have just kind of constantly worked together since. And the others came from Instagram, putting a post out on Instagram and being like, right, okay, looking for comedy actors, drop me a DM, and then that's how we found Ash and Boo.
As a director that favours comedy, what is the most important, or one of the most important elements to have a successful story in that genre?
It's pacing, man. Pacing and editing in comedy is so important. I think luckily, he's sat right there. So but my editor, who I've worked with for years in comedy, he's funny and has comedic timing. So I think that goes such a long way in terms of telling comedy stories.
It's a matter of frames, isn't it? When it comes to
a
matter of frames.
It really is.
It's very instinctful comedy, maybe more so than others.
Well, it's funny because I've kind of experimented across all genres, and you find that everybody can kind of do drama. Everybody's got a drama story that they can tell because it's very bread and butter. But we've done horrors and comedy, and the pacing for both of them is so important. It's like, right, okay, when we've got reveals to be made or cues to hit, it's the pacing of the editing. When you think they're totally different, they're so similar once you get in the edit room.
How was this project different to the others you'd done prior?
More cast. So the other films, often with short films, you're writing to limitations. You're writing a couple of casts, or one room, or limited locations. We were like, right, okay. To be honest, for me myself, it was interesting to be able to block scenes with 5 people in. Okay, I've not got time to get 19 shots. How do I stack the blocking in order to get the shots? So that was what was most interesting to me.
Yeah, it's a tough one. There's lots of this. That's why dinner table scenes are the nightmare of film.
Oh, when you have to cover every eye line, it's an absolute nightmare, no?
So what did you learn from this process through the duration of the shoot and post-production?
Well, I think what I've learned, in post-production, is certainly you don't need to have loads of money to tell a compelling story. So this film is doing, touch wood, reasonably well in festivals, and it was made for a couple of £100 and we shot it in my flat, but it still translates a story as well as a film that has 30, 40, 50 grand behind it.
Yep. Substance over style.
Exactly, yeah.
So what, in years to come down the line, the decades that pass us, what would you like an audience to remember from this particular story?
I think this film was always meant to be not just to tell a bread and butter story. We wanted it to have flourishes and style in the edit and in the way that we shot it, not just have it be another comedy that you watch at a festival and then nobody remembers. So I would hope that people would watch it and go, oh, that had a style to it. There was a vibe there and an energy that I like, and that was the vibe and energy that we're trying to put into the feature version of it, basically.
Tell me a little bit more about the writing process. Was this based on a true story? Was it inspired by someone's story, or was it just entirely fiction?
Yeah, not quite. It was basically it's based on a feature film that myself and my writing partner have been working on since university, and we took a section on it. Maybe that could stand on its own 2 legs, tweak it so it does stand on its own 2 legs, and then yeah, well, I wrote, okay, so the ending's slightly different to what it would be in the feature, but hopefully it's still funny.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I felt myself being clammy.